The Brown family atmosphere is strained. Behind the grins, the vacations, and the idyllic family facade, something far uglier is bubbling. Kody Brown, the supposedly charismatic patriarch, has become a master manipulator, engaging in a toxic game of emotional manipulation that has shattered his family's foundation. Christine Brown, one of his wives, has endured years of gaslighting, manipulation, and emotional abandonment, leading her down a path of PTSD and fear. It's a heartbreaking journey, but it's also a journey of incredible strength. As she stands for her own peace, she exposes the true cost of living in a controlling, toxic environment. In this deep dive today, we will be exploring the dysfunctional relationships between Kody, Christine, and the rest of the wives. It is a facade of manipulation, control, and emotional abuse, all hidden behind the veil of polygamy. Kody's need for dominance has left its mark on everyone in his circle, but most of all, Christine. The toll it's taken on her emotionally is alarming, and it's high time we get the truth. Hello, everyone. I'm Mia from TLC's Sister Wives, TLC Next Chapter. If you're as shocked and saddened by the Brown family situation as I am, subscribe now and let me know what you have to say in the comments below. You won't want to miss what's next. Kody Brown's behavior over the duration of Sister Wives is a masterclass in manipulation, and it's especially clear when talking about how he acts towards Christine. One of the worst things Kody does is gaslight. For those who are not familiar, gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which one person makes another question their own reality. And Kody does this every time. Like the other day when Christine tried to call him on not paying attention and offering emotional support. She asked him why he was not on her wavelength. And instead of taking responsibility for his actions, Kody flipped it around. He did not address the subject at hand. Instead, he made Christine question her own emotions by telling her, "I don't know why you feel that way. You're the one with the problem, not me." It's classic gaslighting. Kody attributes all to Christine and makes her doubt her own feelings and senses. She couldn't be made to feel hurt or abandoned because in Kody's mind, she was simply reacting too much, and it only gets better. Kody's contradictions are the best demonstration of how he uses events to turn things around and deny responsibility. One minute he's saying to Christine that they have to make it work, and the next minute he's emotionally unavailable and totally checked out. Remember when he said he would try harder in their relationship, then turn around a few days later and berate her for even bringing the topic up? It was like he spoke the words just to close off, not necessarily that he had any idea of following through. It's a strategy that keeps everyone that surrounds him in a state of confusion, never knowing what is real and what is not, so that he can escape any real confrontation or alteration. It's pure deflection. But maybe the most revealing aspect of Kody's manipulative behavior is his narcissism. He has this insatiable need to dominate conversations, to always be right, and to never ever concede that he's wrong. Listen and you'll notice that whenever someone tries to call him on it, whether Christine or the other wives, he shuts that down immediately. He'll typically sidestep by making it all about them instead of him. In one heated argument with Christine, he'd said to her, "You're just being too sensitive. I can't deal with this now." This is Kody's trying to deflect responsibility and shut off any vulnerability or self-reflection. It's all about him, what he needs, what he wants to dictate. He doesn't want to give a good hard examination of his behavior because in his world, he's always right. Kody's manipulation, gaslighting, contradictions, and narcissism are a storm of confusion and emotional abuse for those who know him. And in the middle of it all stands Christine, left wondering if she's the crazy one while Kody behaves like the martyred victim. It's heartbreaking, but it's also a perfect example of how narcissistic behavior can escalate emotionally from another individual. Christine's emotional journey throughout the run of Sister Wives is nothing less than tragic, especially when you consider the emotional abuse that she's withstood at the hands of Kody. Watching Christine fight to maintain her own self-worth in a rotten situation is hard. She doesn't fight for just her marriage, she fights for her emotional well-being. From the very beginning, it's clear that Christine is the one who continually calls Kody out for his mistreatment of the wife. She isn't hesitant to stand up for herself, to speak the truth, even if it will lead to Kody's rage. And yet her bravery has a massive emotional cost. There are just so many times during the series when Christine's openness is met with cruelty or coldness. Recall when Christine tried to access her hurt about Kody's emotional abandonment, only to have him deflect it back at her. Instead of sympathizing with her or even recognizing her feelings, Kody deflected, brushing off her emotional needs as inconsequential. It was as if she were asking for too much by simply asking for the minimum of emotional consideration. And yet, despite all of this, Christine is also very strong. She will not be silenced about her hurt no matter the cost. You can feel the cost that this imposes on her emotion. Her tears, her annoyance, and her occasional breakdowns are a testament to the pain she is always struggling with. She's burdened with having to carry the emotional load for herself, but also for her children, and sometimes for the whole family system. Her capacity to tell the truth is actually her act of self-preservation. She's fighting to recover her emotional health and heal from the trauma which Kody has inflicted. In the midst of this emotional distress, Christine draws strength again from her relationship with David. It's a breath of fresh air after decades of emotional suffocation. David offers Christine the emotional care which she has always yearned for. Most importantly, though, is the way his presence in her life enables her to rediscover her worth. With his help, she starts attending therapy, working through her history, and ultimately confronting the damage done by Kody. Therapy is more than a test of self-protection for Christine, it's a test of self-strengthening. She begins to take back power gradually. Her journey, as tragic as it still is, becomes one of recovery instead of survival. Christine's transformation is a testament that no situation is so bad that healing cannot occur. It only requires immense strength and bravery to face the truth and fight for oneself when the emotional price of an abusive relationship appears to be too much to bear. One of the most infuriating aspects of Kody Brown's behavior on Sister Wives is the way he constantly refuses to take responsibility for what he has done. It's as if responsibility is not a language he can understand. Whenever confronted over his mistakes or manipulation, he becomes defensive, evasive, and sometimes downright antagonistic. Witnessing this unfold on screen leaves you with one resounding notion. How can a person not wish to confront their contribution to the destruction of their family? Kody is an expert at dodging. Every time Christine or one of the other wives challenges him on his behavior, his emotional abandonment, his favoritism, his lack of empathy, Kody deftly deflects the spotlight back onto them. He's the victim of each situation. His constant need not to be held accountable for what he's done produces a series of unfinished issues, frustration, and lost trust. Think of all the times Christine has tried to repair their failing relationship. Kody refuses her, though, not accepting that he has any part in it, and accuses her instead or makes it look like it's all her doing. One of the most telling scenes is when Christine has a breakdown and tells him that she has felt emotionally abandoned by him, and Kody responds with cold detachment. He doesn't apologize, won't admit he hurt her, or even attempt to put himself in her shoes. What he does do is discourse on his own hurt pride and present himself as the aggrieved husband who has been wronged by his wives. It's a perfect example of manipulation by emotion. By deflecting the topic and making it about him, Kody completely sidesteps addressing the very real issues Christine is experiencing. This failure to take responsibility also appears in how he handles the other wives. Whether it's in the way he behaves with Janelle or Mary, Kody never does take responsibility for his role in their shared suffering. His need to control, to dominate, and ultimately to break up the family only fuels further dysfunction in the household. But he never takes responsibility when called on it. Kody's lack of responsibility is highly toxic. It's like he believes if he can just pretend the problems don't exist, they will magically resolve themselves. But this tactic is only effective in the short term. Finally, Christine, Janelle, and the other wives can no longer keep their eyes closed. They see that they're being given smoke and mirrors. Kody's refusal to own his mistakes is one of the fundamental aspects that's pulling his family away from each other. And ultimately, this inability to take responsibility will only work to further fuel his loneliness. This action not only harms his wives, but it reflects also a lack of improvement. Kody never seems to get past or learn from what he's doing. He remains stuck, trapped in his own denial-based reality of his own making, and it's painful to watch. Kody's behavior is not limited to his manipulation on an emotional level in the house. It's infected the manner in which he deals with his court battles with Christine, especially the custody and child support. The way Kody has reacted to the breakdown of his marriage to Christine is despicable, and it absolutely proves how far he'll go in order to maintain his hold on power, even if it involves the loss of his children. Come on, Kody's whole reaction to the court hearings regarding Christine's custody and child support matters is all narcissism. All along, he has not just fought Christine on an emotional level, but also on a monetary one. When Christine filed for custody and child support, she was only doing what any good mother would do, taking care of her children, particularly really, whatever monetary assistance they needed. But instead of acknowledging this as the move that had to be made for reasons of safety and stability for his child's future, Kody became defensive and disputative as a grown-up. He would not accept responsibility as a parent, but instead tried to maneuver the situation to his advantage. One of the manipulative things Kody does in this court battle is not pay child support. We saw him arguing over this point, downplaying its importance, and attempting to guilt Christine out of seeking it. The reality is he didn't wish to pay for his obligations and got involved with Christine in order to maintain her in his life. He even tried to frame Christine's legal action as though it were an assault on him personally and not a sensible and prudent decision for Christine and Truly's future. Language like undermining is also employed by Kody to justify himself, in the sense that Christine's decision to sue him was somehow disrespecting him or attempting to disobey him. This is another narcissistic control textbook move. By framing the problem in such a manner, Kody tries to reframe things so that they are no longer a reflection on his irresponsibility as a father, but on his bruised pride and feeling of assault upon his position in the family. But there's a catch. Kody doesn't get to re-narrate. His behavior is controlling and manipulative, and Christine seeking legal aid for Truly is a statement of assertiveness, not defiance. It's about gaining the support and security her daughter requires, not complicating Kody's life. But Kody continues to employ the legal system as a tool of intimidation to browbeat Christine into compliance. And don't forget the emotional toll this is taking on Christine. She has been pushed into a position where she has to fight for the monetary care her daughter deserves, while seeking to heal from the emotional and psychological trauma caused by her time being manipulated by Kody. This is one fight that is unnecessary. A devoted father would never make his child's mother jump through hoops for care. But Kody has turned his own children into pawns within his very continuous battle for supremacy. All in all, this toxic attitude is a perfect example of how Kody's need for dominance encroaches upon every aspect of his life, even within the legal framework. His continued denial that he is responsible for the dysfunction in his family and his continued manipulation of court proceedings are just another sign of how deeply emotionally abusive and controlling his actions have been. In the midst of all this chaos, one thing is crystal clear. Kody Brown is the truth teller of the family. Meanwhile, Kody spends his time distorting the story to suit his own agenda, while Christine is now the only one who has the courage to speak out and call him out on his toxic ways. But being the truth speaker is not an easy role, and when you have to confront someone who would stop at nothing to sidestep blame, it gets tough. Christine is always the one to call out the elephant in the room, even when that means acknowledging the uncomfortable truth of Kody's manipulative tactics. She's not afraid to say what other people are too scared to say, and that has cost. Kody has been trying to shut her down whenever she can, gaslighting her into question her own perceptions and feelings. But Christine has come a long way from that woman who tried to get along with Kody no matter what. She is a force to be reckoned with today. One of the most powerful moments in Christine's new character is that she is not afraid to let the world know the truth about Kody's behavior, no matter how painful it is. Whereas the other wives have at times gone along with Kody's behavior, Christine has no qualms about calling him out for his emotional manipulation and abusive control. Her directness is part of what makes her so interesting, especially when compared to Kody's ongoing deflection and denial. Christine's capability to stand up for herself and for her children is one that Kody simply cannot tolerate. His life is all about holding on to power and destroying what threatens his persona, and Christine is a threat to him. She is the one who dares not escape the persona he has tried to place upon her, and that is something he cannot live with. In all the battles between them, it's clear that Christine's reality is something Kody cannot refute. He can attempt to deflect, manipulate, or discount it, but it will not alter that she is telling the truth. But the emotional toll that this takes on Christine is real. The constant battle to assert her own truth, especially when faced by someone as manipulative as Kody, is exhausting. And yet she continues to struggle. Why? Because it is the only way she can shield herself and her children from the poisonous atmosphere Kody has built. She is a brave person, and her bravery is a testament to how she has changed as an individual. She is no longer the woman who would crumble at the threat of Kody's anger. She is now the woman who calls her bluff. The difference between Kody's defensiveness and Christine's candor could not be more stark. While he squanders his time deflecting blame and assigning blame to others, she is unmoved, and she provides only the truth. In a family as broken as theirs, that's the one thing they cannot take from her, and it's the very thing that makes her the most powerful person in this whole toxic dynamic. In any family, the emotional climate has a direct correlation with the children, and in the case of Kody Brown and his wives, the price paid by their children cannot be denied, but it's the price paid by Truly Christine's youngest child that is the saddest aspect of this entire saga. While Kody gaslights, manipulates, and denies accountability for his actions, the actual casualties tend to be the children caught in the middle, and truly so young is becoming too sophisticated to the pathology that characterizes her life. Christine's insistence on fighting for custody of Truly and ensuring that she gets the emotional nurturing she needs is possibly the most courageous thing she's ever done. It's not about technicalities or money, of course. It's about removing her child from an emotionally dangerous environment. Kody's behavior has wreaked havoc on the family dynamics, and it's clear that Truly has been impacted by the poison. Even though Kody will try not to be accountable for his behavior, Christine has noticed that her top priority must be her daughter's well-being. Christine has seen firsthand the effects of Kody's behavior on very real. His inability to give a stable and loving presence to her life has left permanent scars, and as much as Christine tried to insulate her kids from the chaos of their father's ways, there is a time when enough is enough. Christine, in her pursuit of healing and responsibility, has realized that to actually protect herself, she needs to take drastic steps to ensure that Kody is no longer in a position to disturb the life of her daughter with his emotional unrest. The moment Christine decided to pursue the legal system by filing a case for full custody and maintenance, it was clearly evident that this wasn't simply an economic decision, it was a risk that altered the life of her child to protect her child. Christine has always complained about Kody's treatment of the children, especially the emotional abuse and manipulation which they've had to endure over the years. And despite how much Kody works to create himself as the victim, it is obvious that his inability to take ownership of his actions directly and adversely impacts his children. What adds to this and makes it more complicated is the way Kody, with his narcissistic personality ongoing, continues to act the martyr. He demands that Christine's demand for custody and child support is a character assassination and failure to recognize the very real need to protect his children from the fallout of his manipulative behavior. Instead of turning inward and acknowledging the emotional damage he's done, Kody attempts to place blame on Christine, but Christine's actions, standing up for her children, putting in the work for their emotional health, tell volume. In the end, it's clear Christine isn't just fighting for herself, she's fighting for Truly's future. Her daughter's emotional well-being and stability are uppermost in her mind, and she will do everything possible to shield her from Kody's manipulation and control. It is a decision that reflects the resolve and strength that Christine has accumulated over the years, and one that demonstrates the importance of giving children room to heal from trauma, however difficult the journey. In the end, what we have witnessed through Christine's experiences is nothing short of a testament to resiliency. She didn't just leave Kody, she battled back, battled for her own mental well-being, battled for her kids, and battled for her freedom from the toxic dynamic that had ruled her life for so very long. Kody's narcissism, gaslighting, and manipulation may have kept her hostage for so long, but Christine's bravery to stand up, tell her truth, and hold him accountable, Billy, has been a big part of the healing process. This fight of the heart is not yet over, but Christine already made the most important step, taking back her power. She's determined to defend herself and her kids now, no matter how diligently Kody works to spin the story. Her bravery in standing up to the truth and confronting Kody is a big part of her healing journey, and something we can all aspire to. So what do you guys think? Has Christine's tale educated you about the complexities of toxic relationships, or are you still waiting for Kody to man up? Leave your comments below. I would really love to hear your thoughts, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Sister Wives TLC next chapter on TLC for more breakdowns and emotional deep dives into the Sister Wives universe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.